Hey guys, it's Melissa here with Rooted Home and Garden. Today I wanted to spend a little relaxing day in the garden just getting a couple of little tasks done here and there. And I know I want to get the strawberries cleaned up, I want to harvest some tomatoes, and a few other chores that should just get done. So come join me today. But I think the first thing I want to get done is some hydrangea blooms picked and put in a vase. I think it would be really pretty to put it in my living room right now. That sounds such a nice thing to do, isn't it? But I need to get my hat on. My hat first because it is hot and sunny outside. All right, let's get started. I want to come into this area over here because I want to cut some hydrangea stems and put them in a vase. I think that would be really pretty, but I don't want to cut from the front. If I cut from the front, you're going to see big holes, and I don't want to see big holes. When I look out into the garden, I want to see beauty. So I'm going to actually kind of sneak around the back over here. I'm going to find the perfect blooms to put in it. I don't know how many blooms I can actually fit into my vase, but let's just see if we can find some pretty ones. Now it is a very tall vase, so I do want to make sure that I get enough of the stem to make it look like it's, as grand as it is this. If you cut more than you need, then you can always make it shorter. But if you cut too short, there's no hope for that. Look at all these blooms, aren't they beautiful? If you do not have a Limelight Hydrangea in your yard, I definitely recommend it. Specifically, if you live in our area, Zone 9B, I live in Central Valley, California. These hydrangeas do so well. I have 3 of them. 2 of them in places where I have to keep them very compact. That's where these ones came from. They're in my side yard. But look how gorgeous the blooms are. Huge, massive blooms. So if you live in an area like I do and you want to plant the Limelight Hydrangea in your yard, you want to plant it in an area where it gets morning sun. It can even get afternoon sun, but once late afternoon hits, that's when you really want to make sure it's in the shade. Definitely want it to get about 6 to 8 hours of sun. That's when you're going to get the best. Having it in the late afternoon shade, what will end up happening is it's not going to burn as much. Some of my blooms do end up getting burned because my backyard is south facing. Now my hydrangea tree is planted on my west side of my garden, so it's getting morning sun. But once the sun goes behind my garage, that's when it starts to get a little bit more shade, but it doesn't really get shade until I'd say about 5 o'clock or so. So what ends up happening is sometimes on the west side of my plant, it's going to burn. But because the way my backyard sits, I'm not seeing a lot of the burn. I do see a couple of spots. That's okay. But on this side, it's all usually morning sun, and it does so well. Now, when I planted this tree, I wasn't thinking things through like that. If I were to replant it again, would I put it in the same spot? I don't know. Maybe, just because when I want to plant, I plant it. Sometimes I don't know how the plant is going to react, and sometimes it's going to be a guess. But you know what? I feel like that's when you learn the best from gardening, is when you're actually just trying things out and see how well a plant can actually handle things. First of all, plants sometimes do a lot better than we think that they will do. So just little advice from me. Darn it, see, this is why I tend to cut them off instead of pulling them off, because even though it's easier to pull them off, what ends up happening is I always snap one, without fail, always. Darn it. This one's massive. It's like the size of my head. probably need about 4 or 5 more blooms on this to make it nice and full the way I want it to look. Okay, I think this is probably the biggest one. It's huge. I mean, bigger than my head. Huge. And the easiest way to pull off the leaves is actually just by lifting it up, and it breaks it right off. Just pull up. Normally when I'm out here doing this, sometimes I end up getting some sort of bug crawling all over me. Usually it's some sort of praying mantis, or usually a praying mantis. So I wouldn't be surprised if I ended up finding one on me later on today. One more. I think I can make it fit. Oh no, I do have one more. Well, we're gonna make it work. Squeeze you in. I think right here. There we go. It's so pretty. This is the reason why I started planting the hydrangea tree, because I don't like to cut flowers off my plants because I want to see the blooms on the plants. But when you get multiple trees, like I said, I have 3, then you don't feel so guilty cutting them off because it's planted there specifically for cutting. This is why I need a cut flower garden. Wouldn't that be nice? Always wanted one. Oh, doesn't that look so pretty? This one needs to be popped in just a little bit more. I think it's a little too long. I'm gonna have to cut that. Let's see if that's better. Okay. Oh, I just love the way that looks. That looks so precious, gorgeous. Now I do want to go check on my Wilma Goldcrest lemon cypress. Let's see if it's alive or if it's gone. So it's been about 2 weeks since we fixed this problem, and sure enough, this is dead. Darn, I was so hoping it would just rebound and start growing again. But as you can see, it's super dull. Every time I touch anything, it just breaks to pieces. It is 100% dead. Darn. Any new growth on the inside? Because sometimes that can happen too. Nope, everything on the inside's just breaking off as well. Darn. Well, unfortunately, guys, that's life sometimes. Let's check on the other ones and see how those are doing. Oh, this one's looking beautiful. All right, good. Oh, this is looking great. And so is that one. Yay, that's exciting. Okay, so one down, but 3 are still holding on tight. They're doing great. So I'm so glad that I took the time. I changed the potting soil out. It was a lot of work. I didn't feel great that day, so We got it done and it looks good. So worth it. Now I do want to go and check on my strawberries. Things were just, I don't think they were getting watered well enough. So my husband bumped up the water for me. Okay. They're actually looking so much better. As you can see, I lost several plants. It was quite sad, but we figured it out. It just wasn't getting watered long enough for being here on the patio, especially in a south-facing backyard. We got it fixed. Now all I need to do is come in and just clean up some of this dead leaves just to make this look pretty again. Now these leaves right here, you see how they're green, but there's some sunburn on it. I'm just gonna cut those off. You don't have to do that. This is just for aesthetics. I just wanted to make it look good. I have to be careful in this spot because I have seen black widows over here. I don't want to get bit. So I'm gonna be very careful when I'm doing this area. What's the matter, baby? I gotta show you something. Look at this. You guys see all the dirt that's out here? I am at a loss. It's as if like something has crawled inside and just like took out all the soil. So bizarre. Now it's highly possible when I was filling these up again, because it does lose soil, so I do once in a while come back in here and add more soil to it. Maybe I just made a big old mess and I didn't realize it, but I don't know. I don't think I would make a mess like this. I have something in my eye. And then just leave it? But it's possible. But I just can't come up with another solution why it looks like that. Literally looks like something has crawled inside these little pockets and like made a little hole and scooped all the dirt out. I don't know. Guess I just need to be careful where I'm sticking my fingers. Oh man, darn it. Look again, more. See that? Like all that dirt? Very weird. Lost another one, darn it. Look how much better it looks. Oh my goodness. It looks so good, so healthy. Adding that extra watering time. I think I'm watering them now, is it an hour? Maybe 45 minutes. Anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour every single day is what my pots are on. Now, I can't even tell you how many zones I have in my garden. I have, I'd say maybe 10 zones. And the reason why I have so many zones is because different areas of my garden require different water amounts. For example, my pots on the patio, they get watered every single day in the summer. There's just no ifs or ands or buts about that. That just has to be done. If it doesn't, then you saw what happens when it wasn't. So in the wintertime, you have to adjust it. In the springtime, you have to adjust it. Fall, you have to adjust it. And summer is no different for that. So now that it's on the timer, it's supposed to be for summer, they're going to just thrive here in the pots. Now it's time to go and harvest some tomatoes. get the weeds out. All right, not bad. Don't they look great? Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Getting pretty warm out here. Do you guys want to go inside and see the antiques I bought? I just got back from my anniversary trip and we like to go antique shopping. So I got some stuff, really excited about it. So come inside, I'm going to show you what they are. All right, so these are some of the finds that I was able to bring home. I am obsessed with these pictures. I think they're so beautiful. These are actually etchings, they're not sketches. Now these etchings are so beautiful. I'm not the historian in the family. That's my husband's job. He's the one who looks these up, figures out everything. He's actually really good at that and he enjoys it. He's a huge history buff. So these etchings, I have two of them made from the same artist. I don't remember his name, Mueller, Paul Mueller maybe? I don't remember exactly. But I have two of them. They're from the early 1900s, little Dutch picture. So beautiful. I absolutely love them. Here's the other one. The next set of etchings that I have, these were made in the early 1900s as well, but not quite as old as the other ones. These ones I think are about 1940s, 1950s, but they're so beautiful. I especially love this one. I think it's just so precious. And these are based in Austria. Now this is a little musical clock that I bought my husband. This was made in Germany as well after World War I. This isn't just any ordinary bedroom clock. This is definitely an alarm clock, but it's a musical alarm clock, which I'm surprised. I didn't realize that there was such a thing as a musical alarm clock, especially back in the day. So this one actually plays a song called Give My Regards to Broadway, which I played it already to myself and it was actually quite sweet. Now what it says, which I think is really cool, it says, you can see that, give me regards to Broadway. And the reason why it says that is because when the German makers were actually creating this, they couldn't translate into English correctly. So instead of saying give my, they said give me. I just think, just little things like that. I just think it's really cool. So this needs to go to the clock doctor. Unfortunately, it doesn't work yet. We were able to turn on the song. So that part actually works, but the clock itself was not working. So how sweet is this? So he was really thrilled to get this. Now this is something I am very excited that I got. Let me see if I can fix this real quick without breaking it. All right, there we go. So this is a shelf, but it has these little spindles on here. This can be for hanging towels and stuff. This was made in New York in 1880. Look how pretty it is. Look at the details. Isn't that gorgeous? This is in excellent condition. There's a little bit of a water ring right here, but you know what? That's okay. I don't mind so much. I think this is so precious. It would be really cute in the bathroom, hanging up with like a little towel in here and just a couple of antique bottles on top or something, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to put it in the kitchen instead and maybe place it over by the baking center, maybe get some antique jars on top and fill them with something cute. I was thinking like the pink sea salt, maybe even star anise inside one of the jars. You know, just something that just looks pretty, just placed on top, and then maybe hanging my apron on these, on the spindles here. I think that would be really pretty. I don't know, I really like this. All these things that I got were actually from Antique Trove in Roseville. It's a place that I love to go to. We've been going there for probably since it opened. I love that place. I will say a lot of booths are getting really pricey and I'm having a harder time each time I go to afford the things that they're selling because a lot of things are beautiful, but it's just the prices are just getting a little out of control. It's really starting to worry me because I enjoy antique shopping, but as it's getting more popular, I think that they're just raising the prices and it's just making it so everyday people like me are having a harder time getting things. So yes, I did get a lot of things and a lot of pricey things, but my husband always spends a lot of money on me during our anniversary trip. So this is, well, actually he didn't buy this. My husband and I, we do spend a lot of money on our anniversary trips and both of us do like antiques. So it's like he buys some things for me, I buy some things for him. And you know, I bought this for myself because I really liked it. So he bought me the etching pictures. Those were so incredibly expensive. And I wanted them so badly, but I did not think he was going to buy them for me because of how pricey they were. But he was able to negotiate a price a little bit. So it made it just a little bit better, but it was such a nice surprise that he did that for me. So I feel really special. I really like that. So along with the clock, I bought my husband another cast iron. We always cook with cast iron pans. I absolutely love cooking with them. They work so well. And antique ones are way better than newer ones, at least from my experience. This one is a Griswold, which is considered one of the best. It is absolutely beautiful. So this is the new one I just bought him. And it's so cool because if you see it, it's a little dusty right now. You clean them with oil and so it's just got a little bit of hair attracted to it at the moment. You see the close-up of it, you see all the streaks in it. That's from polishing from when it was originally polished. This thing was barely used. So I think that's awesome. And he thought that was so cool. So he got a nice little pan for our anniversary and he's gonna enjoy using it. I do need to season it still. I have not seasoned it yet. I don't have any high smoke oil in the house right now, so I needed to wait, get that, then I can actually season it properly and then it'll be good to go. But we haven't used it yet, so just waiting on that. This is something I ended up buying myself. This is a copper pot, a very old copper pot. It's set from the 1800s. It is very dented, very used. It is unfortunately not safe to use. We will get poisoned if we use it. So we're not going to use it. This is strictly for decoration. There's a lot of mess ups about this one, but the price was good. So that is why I bought it. So I thought, you know what? I do want to get one of those pot racks that you hang up and I want to do it over the sideboard. And I thought this would be something that would be really pretty just to hang up there along with the other copper things that I have. You know, it's okay if it's just decoration. It would have been really cool if I could use it, but that's just life. I could spend money and have it redone, but I don't have that type of money to do that. So that's probably not going to happen. Maybe someday in the future. So this is another item I bought myself. This is a copper colander from like the 1960s, maybe 1970s. It needs to be cleaned up, but again, the price was good, so I was able to get that, but just to add to the collection. Now this I actually got at Half Price Books, and I can't remember which town it was in. It wasn't in Roseville, but it was really close to Roseville. My husband is a huge book person. So if you notice, we have a ton of bookcases in our house, and that's because he collects the books. He reads everything, but he likes books. But I found some coffee table books that I thought were really cool. So this is Norman Rockwell. I'm obsessed with Norman Rockwell. I've always loved his artwork. I went antique shopping years and years ago, and I saw some Norman Rockwell books, and it was a day that I was not planning on buying anything. It was there, it was like 40 bucks. So it wasn't incredibly expensive, but I didn't have the money to actually buy it. So I was like, nope, I'm not gonna buy it this time, but I've regretted it ever since. Well, I found two of these and look at the price, $17.99 for this one. Very happy with it. So I've got a big one, which is this one. I've got a smaller one as well, and they're gonna be my coffee table books. It was really cool because when I bought them, I brought them home. I showed the kids the books that I got and they said, go ahead and look at the pictures. I said, they're very interesting. They're really cool. I really like his style. And they did. The boys just sat down on the ground and they were it took them like 20 minutes to go through the books and looking at it. I think that's really cool. So I enjoyed the fact that they were really liking the pictures the way I do. Oh, I did not buy this on my anniversary trip. I bought this last month when I went shopping with all the girls in my family. We went on a girls trip, and so I bought something that I'll show you. If you've ever been to Antique Trove, maybe you have seen it. This was a huge thing for me. So this wooden sign is called the Gunner. Have you seen it before? I have been wanting this sign for years. It has been at the antique store for many years, and I keep looking at it and I keep looking at it, hoping she would lower the price. She never did. I was very disappointed because I wanted this piece so much, but I couldn't afford the price. It just wasn't worth the price in my opinion. Well, at the end of June, I called the lady up specifically and I asked her, I said, would you be willing to take X amount of dollars for this? Well, she said yes. So I was able to get it and I brought it home and I absolutely love this piece so much. It is so cool. I have no idea how old it is. I have no idea if it's a replica, if it's real. I mean, it's just a sign. I would assume it's a sign for a restaurant, but I know nothing about it. I've done so much research. My husband's done so much research. We can't find anything about this. So I have no idea. It could just been something hand painted in someone's basement. I don't even care at this point because I think it is the coolest thing. Now, we have placed it up here on this wall where my sideboard is. I don't think it's gonna go there. I actually really want it in the entryway, but I haven't figured out the entryway just yet. So it's up here for now just to be safe, but I think I really do want it in the entryway because I do like the painting that I have on this spot originally with the girl with the flowers. I think it's just really pretty. So we'll see what I end up doing. But you'll have to stay tuned and come back when I end up placing all this stuff where it's gonna go. I'm excited. I got a lot of really cool stuff. My pictures, like I said, those are my absolute favorite. I am so thankful that my husband likes to spoil me. It was such a nice gift. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining me today and I'll see you next time. Bye.